and they give you like a big empty pot.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, we don't have that anymore. Yeah.
But when I remember back in the days, like 10, 20 years ago, more than 10 years ago, I first came to Hong Kong, they gave me the pot. What the fuck is going on with that? They must pour water in there and drink.
Yeah, it's like a big plastic bowl, right?
Yeah, so what's going on? What is it?
It's strange why it's on the table.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was thinking, am I supposed to wash my hands with it?
Good morning. So in today's episode, we head from Seoul back to Hong Kong to interview Miles Wen, CEO of Fano.ai, the premier AI company here in Hong Kong. We talk about Fanovation, his upcoming biannual conference, where he gathers subject matter experts and customers talking about language AI, and really corporate customers and what their pains and learnings are from working with language AI and Fano. We also go through his journey from my investment in my previous fund to where he is now in his current funding round. This is the first episode ever sponsored, and sponsored by The Automated, which is the premier AI newsletter talking about AI in 3 minutes or less. So definitely check out The Automated in the link in the description below. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Ciao.
Welcome back to the show. Today I've got Miles Wen, CEO of Fano, on the show. We're having dim sum over here at Science Technology Park. So we're gonna have a chat when we're having lunch, and we have a bit of business to talk about later on, but that's all, But we can talk about that later.
Thanks. So I'm not sure what I'm looking forward to the dim sum or talking with you.
Well, or on the show actually.
Yeah,
on the show. Have you ever been on a show before?
Not this show.
Oh yeah.
But some other shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Which ones?
There is
a or like a podcast.
Podcasts,
yeah.
podcasts, TV shows. The normal television stuff.
You're famous too.
I'm not. Well, for my circle, maybe somebody know me, but I wouldn't call it famous.
You've been going on a lot of talks. I've seen actually. Right, so Hong Kong is opening back, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been traveling a lot. I'm going to Singapore a lot, actually.
Okay.
But
last week or 2 weeks ago, you were, a few panels, right?
Yes.
What were the themes of the panels?
Nowadays, mostly about generative AI, large language models,
right?
And also we're an enterprise, and the enterprise typically about how to use it,
right?
And also situations like, and this one is like hallucination thing, right? It's happening. There's risk when using technology. How to address the risk? And we also got lots of government interest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the government is also putting that stance where I can't stop the technology from happening. It's happening already. So how do we adapt? And how do we actually use it as well?
Okay.
So that's actually government taking a more open mindset these days. So they also give me lots of engagement time with me. So they try to get a sense of what's going on.
Right.
What do I think government can do? And they raise their concerns. They raise their concerns and would say, do we have a solution or not?
Right.
Or do we have workarounds with that or not?
Right.
And they also government is also very keen on what's going on in the private sector.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is like the panels that you're part of, or the panels you guys host like a monthly panel or something, right?
Yeah.
Quarterly or something.
Yeah. We do our company events.
Right. Yeah, the company.
Every 6 months.
Okay.
So we're middle of the year with a smaller one, end of the year with a big one. The next big one happens next Friday.
Oh, is it? Oh, really?
Yeah. So every year we get all our clients over.
Right.
It's called Fanovation. So
right. I remember.
We do some very light marketing about it, but we don't accept general public. It's just really like invitation only. Everyone comes over, has to be someone that we know, has to be in the industry, and actually most of our participants are our clients. And then there's senior management, and then we don't do the selling. There's no seller, no vendor other than us. But we actually invite our clients to do sharing about what they're doing. So like everybody's curious about what HSBC is doing,
right.
So they come and talk about it, and everybody's keen about what government is doing. So the government, if you're comfortable, they send a senior management and talk about what they're doing.
Okay.
So it's more about we facilitate kind of a dialogue, more about community. So we have a small little. Funny thing is, when we start doing this Fanovation thing. We started doing it about 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
And at that time, we're thinking about what's going on in Hong Kong.
This was during COVID. I remember.
During COVID. Yeah. Actually, right before COVID. We had the first one right before COVID, and then it's the COVID time.
Right.
And at that time, we're thinking about, hey, there's everybody talking about AI, but In Hong Kong, we don't actually has a proper AI event for professionals. Like it's all about selling stuff, it's all about bullshitting and marketing stuff. But there's not even one where you're really putting the community.
Right.
Like either the key decision makers on the buyer side,
Okay.
or some real experts who actually are hands-on doing stuff.
I'm sure Microsoft was doing something, or AWS was doing something.
Marketing stuff. Marketing stuff.
Yeah,
Marketing
true.
stuff.
Yeah, it was mostly marketing
Yeah,
stuff.
but it's not like nobody's doing like a real kind of very hardcore like use case driven like the takeaways and do's and don'ts and how to implement that kind of stuff and in a very neutral way. So and there's like no community for that. And Microsoft and we join their events as well.
Okay.
But they're like everything, right? They do everything. AI is just part of it. It's never a focus. So there's not necessarily a community about the real practitioners in the field.
Right.
So we figure we should do one
Okay.
and start putting people together.
How big was the very first one?
The very first one we have roughly four speakers,
Okay. Okay.
and the audience was about 40 people.
Okay. Yeah. People from your community, people from their company.
Yes.
What were the 4 companies, if you can say?
I think that time was China Mobile,
Okay.
and it was Cathay Pacific,
Right.
and forgot who's the third one.
Okay.
I forgot there's a third one.
Right.
I think Town Gas or something like that.
Okay.
Very early days.
Right.
And later on we have bigger, speakers with higher caliber.
Yep. And how many speakers will be there next Friday?
Only 4.
Oh,
No,
still.
5. 5.
Okay.
5 speakers.
Okay. Is it
No, we
like
try
a
to
half
keep.
day or like
It's half a day. We try to. Funny thing is, I attend lots of events.
Right.
The funny thing is, I never stay the full course for full day events. It's either in the morning or in the afternoon. I will come half day
It's
maximum.
better. Yeah, it's
Half
better.
is better. One day
Yeah.
is just too much.
Yeah, it's better.
And also at some point we realize we don't want vendors in there. We
Right.
we really want the users, like
Right.
people who actually do it.
Right.
Don't just just talk bullshit. It's like real stuff.
Yeah.
Tell us what's going on
Right.
and what you're learning.
Right.
And we also talk about the failure cases.
Okay.
Like we talked to this one, kind of one of the largest kind of financial institute in the region.
Right.
Last year he came and talked about like 3 projects. They spent millions of US dollars and failed miserably. And he talked about how they failed.
Right.
What's the learning?
Right.
And that was massively helpful.
Right.
And also sometimes talk about what's going on in the future.
Who's the facilitator? Because it's actually hard to get corporates sometimes to open up like that, right? To talk to those particular mistakes.
We're the one. I'm the
Oh,
one.
yeah. Okay. That helps.
These are our clients. They use our technologies. They pay us a lot of money every year. So, and when I tell them this is a community of people, they all want to come because they know that whatever mistake they make, others might make as well.
Yeah, right.
And there's also they know there's no media just like purely within the community.
Okay. Oh, so it's not recorded.
It's not recorded. It's
Right.
off the record. We have some photos, but everything needs to be consent-based before we publish anything. That's why it's a little bit low-key. That makes people feel comfortable. And also that's also why we have quite a few government people coming up as well. Like many of the largest government bodies in the region are also coming as well.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, because they know that the people here they're not like a random guys. They're
Right.
all from this community,
Right.
not just community, but also from like very large organizations,
Right.
probably holding a senior management role.
Right.
They're not gonna go crazy on things,
Right.
so they know the game rule.
Right.
So that makes people open up.
And how did you during that stuff? So it sounds like so you think success means still of 4? It's not the number of people, but the quality of conversations have
Yeah.
gone up, and the openness, I guess, and the transparency.
Yep.
Okay. And hasn't translated to a better community, better sales.
In general, yes. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
I need to modify a little bit, revise a little bit. No, there's actually be AI communities, like the ones organized by Microsoft,
Yeah.
but it's more broader AI. AI is very, very broad.
Right.
So for us, we say we need a language AI community,
Oh, I
like people
see.
who look at NLP stuff,
Oh, I see.
the speech parts. Then nobody else is other than us doing that, right? But the thing is, nobody does that.
Got it.
There's like the only professionals in town who know what they're doing, who
Right.
build the core technology, who actually land cases with people, are us.
Right.
So that's why we figure we should be the one to, come up build this community.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the
Yeah.
way, this is I didn't introduce the food. This is Ha Chen Fan.
Yes. Good stuff.
Which is shrimp and some sort of rice.
Rice roll, stuff like that.
Yeah, some sort of rice roll.
And this is
and a
tofu.
sauce. This is tofu, fried on the outside, and some seasoning on
Yep.
the outside as well. Yeah.
Yep. Pretty good stuff.
We'll introduce each and every dish. So
Yep.
yeah. So okay. So
we
it
should,
it's a combination. Oh yeah.
I think that's
that's the sauce.
soy. Yes.
Just go over.
yeah,
right?
just go over it. Should be good.
But yeah. So it was a community of obviously, I think the people in your community, but also the NLP guys as well.
Yeah.
But what was the inspiration for it? Like, why did you say, okay, we're just going to do this. We think this is going to be value add.
No, it's actually originally it was at the request of a few clients.
Oh, is that right?
So they were saying there are some largest organizations, they were like really big organizations. Because we're in B2B business, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So we don't sell to consumers. We don't even sell to small organizations. I would typically say, thank you.
Yeah.
We typically have a joke says, you want to work with us, you need to have a few $100,000 budget.
Right.
And then you need to be at least, several thousand on a higher side of
Yep.
several thousand employees
Yep.
in size to work with us.
Yeah.
So,
oh, wow. Okay. What is this, Miles? This one I don't
this
know.
is cucumber and jellyfish.
Is it really? No.
Yes.
Cucumber, mushroom,
Mushroom and
and jellyfish.
jellyfish, yes.
This is a
Bak choy.
bak choy
Yes.
with just like
Soup.
santong.
Yes,
Yeah,
that kind of
santong.
stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So actually, the key to this one, the Chuan Fan, is really how thin, right? I
Yeah.
think that the Chuan Fan can be.
How smooth it is.
Right, and how smooth. Let's see. But yeah, so your client actually said that they wanted something similar.
Yeah, no. They were asking, hey, we've been doing this, we're working with you, trying so many things. What are the other things that people have done? Because in years, AI is not new stuff, it's been there for a long time, right? So over the years, there's so many hypes, right? Every organization made the mistakes, they spend money, and they trust the vendor, figure out that's really, it's not a very good trust,
Right.
not a good solution, it failed. And then everybody learned a lesson that this technology adoption,
Right.
the use case really depending on the maturity of the technology,
Right.
and then on each different level of maturity, new use cases can open up. New use cases, the same technology, but when it's get better, more accurate at a certain level, at a tipping point, we can do more. So everyone, but if you're trying to do this, if you do some use case that requires technology to be here, but
Right.
today is only here,
Sure.
you're gonna fail.
Right.
It's not like it would not work.
Right.
It just means not today.
Right.
Maybe 5 years later you're gonna work, but not today.
Right.
So the same thing, similar thing as in startup, right? You do it too early, then you're not work it out.
Right.
So that was about 4 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, thank you. This is
Yeah.
this is
That is tripe. I know the English word for it.
I don't
It's
know.
tripe. Yeah, it's tripe. It's
Yeah.
actually one of my favorites.
Yes, I think the stomach.
Yeah, it's a stomach area.
Yeah.
So the key to that one is it has to be cleaned very well.
Yeah, otherwise there'll be.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but in Asia you can find it, and it's usually cleaned very well. I think if you try to find it in the West, you go to Asian supermarkets, but it's not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
I don't think people actually eat it.
Yeah, people don't really generally eat it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have there's a client asking to us, right? Say, hey, we know this technology be evolving, but we want to know, yeah, we're doing this today, but what's going to be for tomorrow?
Right.
How do we know precisely for my use case what's going to be a technology readiness, right? That's the question. So they say, what about we have our failed experiences? Some other organizations to work with you, they probably also know. How about you build a community for us? So we can sort of feel fun and safety in sharing ideas. And then at that time, and then there was like the initial idea is like, you know what, I want you to be, if this works, you better to be like your all Fanos clients, because that means if you work with organizations, we're gonna have NDA with you, non-confidentiality.
Right.
When you have NDA with everybody,
Right.
we're good.
Right.
So they want that kind of comfort.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yes.
I see. I'm got by though.
So that's how we started doing this.
Right.
Was that a request?
So if you did it with a client, right, they might not trust the client, but if they did it with you, your startup, your service provider, you're doing kind of it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they also, they can give a kind of peace of mind that this is not bullshit. They
Yeah,
come
because
in.
you're
It's
yeah,
using
because,
it.
yeah. Because what's your background again, Miles? You're a scientist. He has he has so many degrees, but not really. Hong Kong U? Masters or PhD? Yeah, he's eating.
Undergrad, PhD,
Oh, PhD.
and undergrad.
And undergrad.
Yeah.
Oh, HKU. Oh, is that right? Oh, right. Did you do an exchange overseas or something?
Yeah, I was in UC
Yeah,
Berkeley.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was a Fulbright scholar in UC Berkeley for 2 years.
Oh, for 2 years.
Yeah,
Oh, you were a Fulbright.
Yeah, I was a
You were
Fulbright.
Okay.
but that's a history right now.
Yeah,
Thanks to
I-
Trump.
I didn't know that. Oh,
We don't have any Fulbright scholar anymore. Not new ones.
Oh, is that right?
No, they canceled the program.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they
Oh,
canceled.
no.
Trump canceled the project.
Oh,
Fulbright's the
no.
history.
So how many total Fulbright scholars? So Fulbright scholars is helps non-American students go to grad school in the U.S., right? Is that
And
it?
also the reverse.
Okay.
Yeah, and also sometimes you also do like they found U.S. students go somewhere else to do grads, right? It's been expanding over the years. It's been probably one of the most famous kind of international study
Right.
programs.
Right.
And I think in Hong Kong there are a total of, I think 40 of us. 40,
that's it?
40 yeah, that's it. 40, 50 Fulbright scholars. That's it. That's all.
Okay.
No, it's
Wow.
every year there's only like 1 or 2.
In
three
Hong
to
Kong,
four.
from Hong Kong. Yeah, from
Hong
Hong
Kong.
Kong.
Yeah.
And then how many total do you know? All throughout the world?
I don't know.
I mean, every year.
That's all.
That's
Gotta
a
be a
lot.
lot. That's
Okay.
gotta be a lot. We have some of the alumni. We have like 20 Nobel laureates alumni, right?
Oh.
20, 30 alumni.
And then it's like fully paid.
Yeah,
Got it.
very selective.
And then do you have to apply first for Fulbright, or you have to get into uni first, and then you apply for the Fulbright, or it's like kind of roughly at the same
Roughly the
time?
same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But you study, what did you study at KongU?
It's always been computer engineering.
Right.
All computer engineering, computer science, kind of crazy mathematics stuff.
Right.
Yeah, been doing big data for quite some time.
Right.
I still call myself a scientist, by the way.
That's what I want to get to. That's why they trust Miles to do the conference, right? Because there's still this kind of scientific integrity. You're actually looking at not just how to sell, but also pushing the kind of the language, thinking about AI, thinking about generative AI forward, right?
Yeah.
Is that it? I mean, I don't know if I'm putting words in your.
It is. No, it is. I think it actually helps in the sense that because I'm a scientist training.
Right.
In training, I have this. Well, it's also the same culture in my company. It's like we have this no bullshit culture. It's like if it works, it works. Number don't lie. Then show me the numbers. Experiments need to be right. And then sometimes we even tell clients, this is not going to work out. We're not going to do it for you. It's not going to work out. You shouldn't buy from us. And if they say somebody else say they can do it, say then do it. But I'm worried it's not going to work out. We're gonna fail in this many ways.
Right.
And these are the risks that's going to happen. And these are problems that we cannot even solve in the research community.
Right.
Now we're thinking about putting into production use.
Right.
So we do lots of those. So in early days, sometimes clients they walk off regardless. They try something and then
Sure.
they all fail and they came back.
Right.
And then gradually build up the trust.
Right.
So business is all about trust eventually. So we gain the trust and things get better for us. The trust is better. They know that by the time we give you something, it's going to work out.
Right.
So that helps in good ways.
Yep.
And also we have we also do lots of. We don't just come and do a sell. We also do lots of knowledge sharing with them. That helps also in some ways.
Do you do it a lot of and this is CMI, by the way. It's very good CMI. Do you do a lot of like kind of email newsletters, like lots of content? Do you blog, or is really Fanovation the kind of the main content that you share?
We don't do blogs. We don't have to. We actually used to, and then we stopped it for a bit. And we do not do email marketing. We don't do that.
Okay.
We mostly do we do this kind of education by client visits.
Okay.
It's a very traditional old school stuff.
Got it.
Because the thing is, most of the guys in the corporates, the governments, who will watch the blogs are junior guys. They don't make decisions. They might not even influence what's going on in there. So the guys who actually have decision power or have influences, they are more senior up.
Right.
And these guys, they don't have time to read these things.
Right. Okay. Got it.
So then-
And it's too technical. It takes too much time.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why we do the classic style.
Right.
We'll do visits.
Right.
We'll do events.
Right.
Yeah.
The events. Okay. So from that perspective, the events are very good.
Yeah.
That's very good because you get to keep decision makers. It's technical enough where it shows that you know what you're talking about, right?
And it's also like,
And it's a good use of their time, basically.
yeah. And also, we just don't do ours. We'll also join other people events. We
Oh,
join Microsoft events, we join Amazon events, we
Oh,
do all of those, right?
Yeah, I've seen you.
So we do talks, we come and share. So that's why we have a bigger community, which is all the guys doing technology in the town, bigger, small, infrastructure, everybody else. But we also have our own specialties, which is the language part.
Right.
So that's how we define. So that's what we did Fanovation, which is like this specialty part is missing.
Right.
Nobody's doing that.
Right.
So in the US, we have so many kind of conversational AI
Sure.
conferences, but Asia,
Right.
no.
Right.
So general AI, yes, maybe.
Right.
But general kind of whatever technology can be there. If cloud is there, but
Right.
not on the specific things. So that's why we say we're not do it.
Yeah. And then actually talking about kind of the state of generative AI, where do you think, when we worked together with the fund and we invested, that was 2017. Something like that.
Something like
right?
that.
Something like that. So that was
Long time
one
ago.
wave. Where do you think the kind of the AI wave has kind of moved to now?
Well, I think it's always been gradual change. It's been the ChatGPT or whatever large language model we're talking about. The model structure is the same. It's still transformer.
Right.
Reinforcement learning has been there for decades.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out that well. It didn't work that well, but it's working.
Yeah.
And the large language model, it's more about hype. All right, 5 years ago, built a model with 1 billion parameters. That's so large. But now, if you want to say large model, you gotta have 100 billion, right? So it's just the definition of large being larger. That's what's been changing. No, and then the other thing is, there's also been a little dilemma in our industry.
Okay.
I think generative AI, ChatGPT kind of stuff, it's extremely good for consumer market. Extremely good for B2C.
Got it.
Because B2C has traditionally this problem of the customer do not know what they want.
Right.
The users don't know what they want. It just can be very ad hoc. It's just kind of very hard to manage. So that's why building a product is being extremely hard.
Right.
And that's where this large model can work better because it's really good in generalizing. So doing generalizations. You know what you want, it's fine. Just tell me, just roughly describe, we're gonna guess what you want, right? That's what it does best. But in enterprise space, this might not be the case.
Oh, I see.
Because enterprise space, you know what you want, right? If you are working, let's say, for a bank, you come and say, hey, Miles, I don't know what you want. They're probably gonna fire you tomorrow. If you don't know what you want, you're probably gonna get fired.
Right.
That's it. So what's happening in enterprise is it's typical whatever we see coming is you either can define a problem.
Okay.
Then let's say I need translating this document from Chinese to English or vice versa.
Got it.
You need a translator.
Got it.
It's just like your senior manager may not know what does it mean by translator.
Right.
Now all of a sudden it's, oh, this is LLM.
Sure.
Okay, I know about it, right?
Got it.
So this kind of awareness is so much higher than before,
Got it. Okay.
which is really helping.
So
but
it's because of the because it's this wave is more of a B2C wave with ChatGPT.
Yep.
More people across the board, whether it's the senior managers, whether it's the juniors, kind of have heard of it.
Yep.
And they're coming to you now and saying, I kind of want something. I've got a problem. I know maybe AI can fix it, but I don't know how and when and that type of thing.
Yep.
Is that basically? Okay.
Yep.
So it's a good lead gen.
It's good lead gen for us.
Right. Got it.
Because at the end of the day, there are not many experts, like real experts in town for these technologies. So we probably have a bigger army of people doing this and for quite some time. So we can see things more clearer and then we can tell them what's going on.
Right.
And see what are the things they can do, what they want.
Right.
Most of the time we talk about is really like, initially it's let's do Gen AI, blah, blah, blah. Eventually it all comes down, oh, I have this use case.
Sure. Right.
And
right.
so for your use case,
Yeah, it makes sense or it doesn't make sense or
no, it's like for that use case, you need a summarization. That's what you want. So I give you a summarization model. I won't even tell you, is that a big model, small model? It's none of our business.
Sure. Right,
Just
right,
use it.
right.
All you have to do is summarize. That's it.
right. Right.
That's actually quite interesting, and then very good lead gen for us.
Okay.
And it's also interesting to see how things change. But honestly, I think
Yeah.
we're near the peak of the hype on Gen AI.
Got it. Okay.
Or maybe passing that very soon.
Right. Okay.
That's
Got it.
getting. People are starting to realize as well. Now, even nowadays, after all the clients I talk to, they're starting to have a clear mentality about what's going on in there. And once they see that there's really a difference between generalization
Sure.
or specialization,
Got it. Okay.
then they realize most of the time they need a specialization.
Sure,
And
right.
for specialization, large models may not always be the best.
Right.
Sometimes small model is the one to go. But more importantly, you shouldn't care at all. All you have to care is about accuracy, what you want, right? Do you bring the value for you? So for as a buyer, you care about your return on investment.
Sure.
That's everything that matters. Technology, it's just is a means
Sure.
to achieve that.
Right. But I guess as long as ChatGPT, and really OpenAI, right, keeps on making these, so it's good from a lead gen. So you can't say, well, hype is over, and hopefully the hype continues because it's a good lead gen.
Yeah.
Right. So as long as it keeps on, as long as Sam Altman does something pretty interesting, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. No, I think,
Do you use ChatGPT in the company?
yeah.
You do. What do you guys primarily use it for? If you can say, it's not a secret. Not a secret.
Mostly study where you will fail.
What do you mean?
Where we will fail. Like study limitations of the technologies.
Ah, right.
We need to understand, right?
Okay, got it. Okay.
And I also test on different use cases
Okay.
to run experiments on that. and see and think about what we can do with that,
Okay.
how it can help us. We do lots of experiments,
Okay.
empirical studies,
Right.
and then because scientifically we need to know.
Sure. Right. What's right? What is it now? 5.0, right?
Yeah, 4.0. Yeah, we have access to for that.
Okay.
We tested the 3.5 as well. We tested everything.
3.5, like I've used it. I used it for a little bit when I was doing like a lot of content stuff. Like I would put like YouTube, like how do you write description, how to write something. And it was pretty okay.
Yeah,
but
pretty
it's
good.
very vanilla. That's what I find.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to write something, oh, I know this is your favorite. You ordered this last time as well.
Yeah, two, right?
Yeah, yeah.
two,
that
no.
one. That one.
係兩個係啊。
You want to explain what it is?
Oh,
It looks very like, you know.
it's like a 發條腸 stuff. It's
Oh,
like
yeah, that's right,
Cantonese
you did.
stuff.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
All the different kind of seafood.
漏咗。
漏咗啊
Okay, okay.
佢一個，我幫你加翻。
Oh,
Okay, okay.
No,
No, you
please,
take this one
please,
first.
please.
Please, you go first.
No, thank you, thank you.
Can
So
show
it's
the
a-
audience what this is about.
Well,
I don't know
that's
how to
true.
explain this. It's really like the very Chinese stuff.
1, 2, 3. It's oh wow. Was there abalone last time?
Yeah, abalone, and then it's like there's a big dumpling in there.
Right. So it's like there's a dumpling. Let's take a look. So there's
Yeah.
a dumpling. There's mushrooms. There's fakao. Is this fakao?
Yeah, it's fagao.
What is fakao? Fish belly. I think.
I
Technically.
think fish skin. No, sorry, no. Fagao it's pork skin, right?
No, fish
No?
belly. I'm pretty sure it's fish.
Everybody?
I think so.
But this one is a skin, right? Is it?
This? I have no idea.
The black one.
Yeah, you can't really tell from this thing. This might be. It might be. But
Yeah.
anyway, a bunch of like things in this thing. And fatiucha is basically lots of veggies. It literally means the monk jumps over the hill, but then because supposedly it was so yummy, what was being cooked that the monk jumped over the hill to eat it, and it's just I guess it's a bunch of vegetarian stuff that just smells very good.
Yeah, original I
Technically,
think.
Yeah, technically.
But now it's like all fish, meat kind of
Right,
stuff.
right.
All
It's-
the expenses.
yeah, all the expensive. Yeah, basically all the expensive stuff they put in a pot.
Yeah.
So this is fatiucha.
Yeah, fatiucha.
This is fatiucha.
Yeah, it is.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
didn't know
is.
they serve fatiucha here. Oh okay, very good. Yeah, this is Miles' favorite dish here. I
Yeah.
had this last time as well.
Yeah. I like this.
Yeah.
You don't get this elsewhere.
It is quite rare. Do you have to like pre-order this?
No,
Okay.
they just serve it.
Because you're right. I don't think I've ever had it anywhere else. Because you do have to pre-order it. Because you have to spend so much time like
Yeah.
boiling and that type of thing.
Yeah. I don't know how to make economics, but that's what they have, so I ordered.
Is it a southern thing? Do they have northern fatiucha?
No, it's actually a very Canton thing. It's a Guangdong thing.
Right.
It only happens in Canton area.
Right. Okay.
It's not even in like Shanghai area, not even there.
Got it. You're from the north, right?
I'm from the north,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
north.
yeah, yeah. That's why I was like, sometimes I like to compare the. Well, that's one thing that I need to do. I want to do a food tour of China.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything about China.
Go, give it a try.
Well, I know, but it's
Learn
like
Chinese.
where I don't.
Improve our Chinese.
Well, let me tell you a little bit what we're doing as well. So we're raising a new fund. So in this particular new fund, we're going to focus on actually the GBA area. We're focused on actually funding and working with student entrepreneurs. So you kind of fit the profile, but you're done.
Yeah.
You're done being a student long time ago. But it's that.
Well, you
profile.
invested anyway. You're
Well,
lucky
yeah,
for
we're
you.
invested. But it's that type of profile, which is kind of student entrepreneurs, working with them, helping commercialize, being that first step. And for us, the pitch is really, we're from Hong Kong. We're going to try to help the Hong Kong universities and students, but also go to some of the Hong Kong universities in the GBA area. Because really the pitch is this. Students need help. Hong Kong needs to change. We need to revitalize Hong Kong somehow. We need to find Hong Kong's strategic role, right, in the GBA. And yeah, so that's kind of the theme of the new fund. So I'm going to spend more time in the GBA, which I'm rather excited about.
Nice.
Because I don't know, I don't know anything about the GBA. I don't know anything about China, honestly.
Yeah, you
To be
cross the
honest.
border. Chinese was much better, honestly.
No, so we live close to the border. So a lot of the parents over here, they go like to Shenzhen to eat for like on a Friday night and come back.
Yeah,
It's not that far, but it used to be not so convenient.
now it's very convenient.
Do you do that?
I do that. I'll be in Shenzhen this evening
Oh, really?
with my wife.
So do you have the license so you can drive all the way up there?
No, not yet. I have.
okay.
Actually, I'm qualified for it.
Oh,
But
yeah,
since border has been closed for 3 years, there's a line of people
Oh, yeah?
with the qualification because they're waiting to get the license.
What's the qualification? How do you qualify?
Yeah, if you want to get a license to drive up to Shenzhen through
Yeah.
the other some of the ports,
Yeah.
you need to have you either has to be like kind of a government official,
Oh.
right? Or
On
if
that
not,
side. Or doesn't matter.
on this side you need to be a government official but above a certain rank. In that side you got to be like a government official above a certain rank.
Oh, wow.
And the other part is also, or you as a Hong Kong citizen, or as or someone runs the company in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
you have a substantial investment in Shenzhen.
Oh,
So they're gonna
right.
measure you that about annual taxation. You pay enough tax every year, they give you a quota. So now you have a quota, apply for it.
It makes sense. If you're doing business, you have a business in Shenzhen, it
Yeah.
makes sense for you to always have to go up there.
Yes.
Right?
So I have a business in there. I pay a lot of tax in Shenzhen as well. Not a lot, but some.
Oh, you have an office up there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
I
know
have
that.
20 people in there.
Okay, cool. But this port is different from the other one, right? The bridge one.
Not the bridge.
Yeah, the bridge one doesn't have those. I've never heard of those requirements.
No, this one actually, that one goes to Zhuhai. They don't go to Shenzhen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So it's just difference between because of the Shenzhen one.
Yeah, the Shenzhen one is you need to have a permit.
Right.
That one you need to have a qualification for it.
Got it. Okay.
The Zhuhai one you just have to submit an
Yeah,
application.
right.
You
Something
wait.
easy.
If you're lucky, you get it, and
that's
there you
right.
go.
But they're supposed to open that all up pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like, yeah, you don't have to pay for it and that type of thing.
Yeah.
So you're going in for tonight. You just take the MTR, you go, and then you come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's super. Well, how long would it take you? 20 minutes?
20
30
minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah. Very close. My wife's in Shenzhen. I'm gonna pick her up.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
I volunteer to pick her up because I don't want to stay home.
Right. You pick her up, you have dinner, and you come back. Well, that's the thing. So people go up because they say the food's cheaper.
Yep.
It's better to some degree. Depends on what type of food.
I think cuisine, yes. Chinese food, yes, better.
Yeah, it's better. And then it's actually even for the families. They're saying there's a lot more kids activities.
Yeah. Everything is bigger.
Right.
Bigger rooms, bigger playgrounds. You know.
So that's the theme of the fun. I'm really quite interested because I've never. So Shenzhen I spent some time, but Zhongshan I've never spent any time. Dongguan haven't spent any time. And pretty much anywhere else. But it seems like based off some visits, they're trying to do something, right? Conversations, and I really do think that's Hong Kong rule. I mean, that to me is why we want to do something because Hong Kong needs to add some value to the GPA, right?
Yep.
Strategic value. So that's kind of why we were doing it.
Bridging the West and the East. That's been Hong Kong's position.
Hong Kong's always role is going to be like that, right?
So just do better.
Yeah. Well, and people find that a shock. It's like, you know, I'm an ex-American. I don't know if you knew that. I gave up my U.S. passport.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll say it on camera. Yeah. But I gave it up because I don't go there often enough. I
The
haven't been there.
taxation is insane.
No, I'm not officially here for the tax. No. No, but I haven't been there for years. And so, you know, so I gave it up last year during COVID. And then I said, you know, Hong Kong. But yeah, in Discovery, we've been working on this fund for about 6-7 months now. What is Hong Kong's role, right? So now I'm fully Hong Kong. How do we add value? And the bridge. Hong Kong's role is always the bridge. It still will always be the bridge.
Yep.
And if it ceases to be the bridge, we're screwed. Right? Hong Kong's screwed.
Yep.
And I reckon, I don't know about Chinese policy. Chinese policy also looks at Hong Kong as the bridge.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you know, what's so different, right, between us?
Exactly.
And to Southeast Asia, I guess, as well, right?
Yeah.
Are you doing a lot more business in Southeast Asia?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
We have an office in Singapore as well.
Oh, you opened it up now?
Yeah.
How many people are there?
Just 2 at the moment.
Sales?
And not sales, more like consultants to support our clients over there.
Got it.
Because we have some of, you know, we're working with banks nowadays. Lots of banks right
Yeah,
now.
right.
Most of the banks almost all banks are multinational corporations.
Right.
So they have a presence everywhere.
Right.
When they work with us in Hong Kong, they also work with us in other places because
Sure.
it's easier,
Makes
right,
sense,
for them to
yeah.
manage. And then we have demand for support from the other regions. So we need to say, hey, we're gonna put in people on the ground
Right.
to support them.
Hey, but
And we also need to grow, of course.
I actually have to, you know, say respect to you because we had a chat, we had 2 chats during COVID, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. So first was like start of COVID. You were saying the Singapore move was stopped. And then the last time I didn't remember the Singapore, but you were still working on it. And that's the first conversation. You were saying, we're going to move fully to banks. I'm going to move back to Hong Kong now. You were in Shenzhen. You were stuck in Shenzhen for, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's
I
why
was
you have an
stuck in
office there.
Shenzhen for
You
a
were
better
stuck in
part of it.
Shenzhen during COVID.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you're like, I'm going to move back to Hong Kong. I'm going to fully work with banks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We made
now
a
that
major
stra-
pivot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That strategy has worked.
Yeah, that works very well. So no, it's like at that time we're like kind of desperate. There was that desperation, right?
Why
And-
was it desperation?
Because before COVID, most of our business and use cases are with the customer service side. We do AI, automate customer service kind of stuff. We sell to contact centers, and then we see the wake up call during COVID is every corporate CEO will tell you that they care about customer service, but there's always a hidden message they never told you is only if we're making money.
Right.
Right. So when corporates are not making money, the first department they're gonna cut customer service.
It's customer service,
You're
right?
gonna fire those people, and the
Right.
they're the first line in front. So that's actually where, when during COVID, there's a massive downsize on the customer service side, and when that happens, if that's already a customer of ours, then we're good because you can't get rid of the AI. It's helping while cutting the people.
Right.
It's gonna give you a better landing for this actions. But if the company has not worked with us,
Right.
they will just get rid of the budget. They're not gonna do it at all.
Right.
It's like why I'm firing people, not why I'm supposed to get a work
Sure,
with you
of course,
to
yeah, of course.
put extra resources to invest in this.
That
right?
makes sense. Yeah,
Right.
from a corporate perspective.
So in 2020, there was a time when I was in Shenzhen. I got stuck in there, just trying to figure out what's going on. And then when things go really bad in Hong Kong, our entire year's sales pipeline got wiped out. You're
Right.
like all budgets are cut.
Right.
Existing clients are there.
Right.
New clients, no way.
Right.
So at that time, it was a desperation where I need to find a new way. I need to find a business and an application of our technology where this will grow or thrive, regardless whether it's a good time or bad time. So economy goes up, you pay more. You pay more. Economy goes down,
You pay less,
more.
but
you pay more.
You pay more.
Yeah.
Because you still need it.
Yes.
It's so critical.
Yes, we want something that you're gonna pay us more, regardless of the macroeconomy. So at that time, we thought about. So first of all, at the very beginning, so we need if a customer has to be in the trend of paying us more, regardless of what's happening, the customer needs to be rich, right? And we're stuck in Hong Kong at the time. Well, I originally stuck in Shenzhen, and I came back to Hong Kong, and I'm stuck in Hong Kong. What do I have in the corporate industry? The industry that's like with the deepest pockets, the banks, the financial institutes. That's
Right.
all.
Right.
That's what they have.
Right.
Then I need to enter there. I have no banking clients in 2020 at that time.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out a way to penetrate. These are the top guys. We need to get in there.
Right.
And then around that time, we think about how do we enter the bank. So try to sell customer service, and then we also realize banks also they're cutting people. At least they're not hiring additional people for this contact center.
Right.
And they're not hiring. They're not putting budget for getting AI for transformation. They're not gonna do it. So and then that was the time when it just so happened that we got to work with some of the regulators, two of the regulators.
Okay.
They say we want our technologies. They say, hey, we are investigating some big issues. Don't ask, I won't tell you. But we have this data. We have all this kind of audio. We need to figure out what's going on. So we said, yeah, why not? We try it. So we tried. Actually, we said, let's do it. We tried. They didn't pay us at the very beginning.
Sure.
They ended up becoming one of our biggest customers, and then at that time we realized they were investigating for major financial frauds.
Right.
There was like during COVID, it's like the scams and frauds is going going crazy.
Right.
So many frauds. Like you're seeing so many spam calls every day. All right.
普通考試未上係咪？
仲未上。
Yeah. And they have all the people that are getting involved are like people from different places.
Right.
They need to investigate. They need to find out because typically they're a syndicate. It's not just one guy. They're a bunch of guys from different places.
Right.
They're forming this syndicate together. So it's complex. They need to investigate a discovery tool. And there's also they want to understand, are the banks involved? Or are they kind of innocent?
Right.
Or are they involved?
Right.
Or have they done enough job to do their necessary fiduciary duties to ensure that customers are protected, right? So they all do look at those areas. So initially we were with regulators, we help them do the investigation, use our tool to do that investigation, and it worked.
Right.
And then we realized, wait a minute, that's a big market.
Right.
Because as we're working with the regulator, a big bank came
Right.
to us, hey Miles, I want what you do. I want this to do an investigation internally.
Oh, I see. Got it. So it's almost as if the regulator gave you that stamp of credibility. So then the banks can say, oh, well, I kind of want to know before,
Yeah.
I get slapped on the wrist. So I want to do my own checks.
Yes.
Right.
And I realized this is a big market. The compliance stuff in the bank. So I spent a few months. I read lots of laws actually. I'm a scientist in technology. I read law papers. I read the laws about securities futures ordinance. I read the law about the banks. I read all the different cases
Right.
about what's happening with all the cases happening.
Right.
Then I realized it's a big thing.
Right.
It's a really big thing. Banks spend so much money on it.
Right.
They do so many. That's why bankers there's so much restrictions on what they can do, what they cannot do.
Yep. Yep.
Let's say I'm a banker, tech, you're a customer. I try to sell you a structured product. I can't sell it to you. All right. I have to qualify you.
Sure.
Do you know what's going on? I need to tell you there's so many risks. And this product may have risks that you're gonna lose everything. And not only that, everything, you're gonna pay more. Because in the worst case, you're gonna pay more than what you put in there. Do you have the money available? And what about your concentration? You're putting everything, let's say, on this asset.
Sure.
It's gonna be massively risky.
Right.
Are you certain about it?
Right.
And there are also things like, there are products, if you as a customer came in and you want to buy, you say you want to buy, then it's okay, I sell it to you. But it's not okay, I approach you and try to pitch you, I can't do it. There's many products you can't do a sales
Solicit.
pitch.
Yeah,
You can't solicit.
Right.
Those are things that banks, there are so many requirements. But banks, they need bankers, right? How do you make sure the banks are doing their job? So that's why they implement this kind of surveillance, internal surveillance, to monitor the banker, how to talk to people, everything is recorded, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then to solve one problem, the second problem is they have so much data, so many recording. What are you gonna do with that?
Right.
So they hire people to listen.
Right.
They do samples.
Right.
It's just insane. Think about it. Like,
That's a lot of recording.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
recordings. You listen to it. It's like it's a boring job.
Yeah.
And you cannot be a random guy. You can't
Right.
put it in the Philippines. You need someone with the proper knowledge
Oh, I
of what's
see.
going on with that.
Oh, I
Because
see.
if you don't understand the product, how do you know what's right or
Sure.
wrong?
The terms, the products.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So that's massively expensive. Thank you. And they don't yet have a proper way to solve it. Then I realized that's a really big market. So that's where we came in.
Right.
We use AI to help solve the problem.
And then, so that was for survival.
Yeah.
You had to focus on that. But then still, do they, is there a lot of decision making that happens in Hong Kong? Are the buyers, so are the decision makers in Hong Kong to authorize, the budget? Because I would imagine the multinational banks, London is the one that handles this, or Europe, right? Paris handles this. Is a lot of the decision making in Hong Kong as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's surprising actually. At the very beginning, when we try to crack the banks, the easiest way banks to turn us away at the early days is, oh, hey, this is done by the group.
Yes,
Like
I can imagine. Yeah.
UK,
Right, exactly.
in Paris,
Right.
in wherever it is, right? Not in Hong Kong or Singapore.
Right.
That was at the very beginning. But once we start doing this compliance stuff, things change. Because wait a minute, you guys can make decisions. You're just being lazy.
Oh, is that right?
Hey, you're just being lazy. Because, the thing is you can. But the group gonna ask you so many questions. You need to explain just the why. Right?
Right.
And then when there was we're selling customer service or this stuff, these are like vitamins. It's good to have it, but if you don't have it, you're not gonna die, right?
Right.
That's okay. Compliance, it's a medicine. We're solving our problem. It's a real painful problem. And also compliance is something like, if your economy is doing well, you have so many transactions happening, your risk level just goes off the roof.
Right.
You need to invest more on compliance. The economy is going bad, your investors losing money, they're gonna come back and sue you. Think about it, right? That's how investors think. Work with banks. If I make money, I don't care what you do.
Right.
If I lose money, every mistake you made,
Right.
I'm gonna go after you.
Right.
All right.
And compliance is a local decision, right?
It's a local decision. It's
Right.
about regulation where you are in. If
Right.
you're
Got it.
operating in Hong Kong, you
Got
need a
it.
banking license.
Right.
Then you're subject to them.
Right.
And this one is also like this. On one hand, it's a regulatory push. You have requirements. You have to do it. So this, like having recordings, this conduct thing, it's a big thing in Hong Kong. It may not be a big thing, let's say, in Cambodia, right? Maybe nobody cares out there. Then you have a necessity to do it. You have to have it. But its only decision is whether it's going to use Fano
Right.
or using someone else.
Right. And
We're gonna have
that's a good right. At least you're That's the best situation to be in.
Huh.
Right.
The demand is secured.
Right.
And next is who we work with.
Right.
Then we're the only one
Right.
out on the market.
I was going to ask you, like, so in the early days, you also worked with like the big vendors, right? So, you know, probably the Accentures and all that type of jazz, and you'd be a subcontractor underneath that.
Yep.
Now they're going directly to you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
No, it's they realize actually for many banks, the still banks like to prefer going through some bigger players.
I can imagine, right? Because somebody in there says, Accenture is safer.
Yeah.
You know, right? PwC is safer.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's getting the numbers going down substantially over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Because they realize is eventually, if you work with a bigger player, if that's about our product,
Right.
they don't know much about what's going on.
Oh, I
there.
see. Got it.
Their only role is putting the insurance.
Sure.
Like, we'll put in insurance.
That's right. Yeah.
But as we become more and more established,
Right.
you don't need that. We have
Right.
insurance cover you anyway.
Right.
And then of our brand.
Right.
And then they look at what's the value. So that's what nowadays we work with this, like with KPMG, we're like close partners.
Okay.
But it's more like they provide their consultancy.
Right.
We provide our technologies. We
Right.
don't want to do consultancy part actually. It's just too much work for us. We like to focus on technology, and they are more on consultancy. So we will train them. We tell them what's going on. Also, they bring their expertise about the business. So we go pitch the customer together. Hey, you buy services from KPMG,
Right.
buy technology from me.
Right.
It's win-win.
Right.
They have the credibility in what they do.
Right.
We have the credibility in what we do.
Yep.
And we've been working together for so long.
Oh,
This is a
Right.
better combination.
Right.
And also, both of us are your existing suppliers.
Right.
It's easy for you to handle it.
Right.
So that's what's more happening more nowadays.
Okay,
So
okay.
more in the community
Right.
ecosystem.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's, I guess, also they spend a lot more money on sales as well, right? KPMG as a whole.
Yeah.
Right. Just because they have the accounting side, and they also have all the technology side as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Can you have two different partners? Could you do the same? Could you do with KPMG and Accenture at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no exclusivity. And the big ones are KPMG, Accenture, PwC. I don't know, who else?
UI,
Oh, right.
Deloitte.
Oh, Deloitte as well.
All
Oh,
of them.
yeah, right. UI Deloitte, right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so that strategy worked, Hong Kong, and then now you're branching off to like Singapore because they also have their compliance standards.
Yeah.
The UOBs, I would imagine, right? The UOB, DBS, those local banks.
Yeah.
Right.
GBS is our client.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, and then so the targets would essentially be maybe not Cambodia, but like, well, it depends, right, on the language models as well. So Cambodia is probably a better fit than French.
Not really.
Oh yeah,
It's the opposite.
French is better. Okay.
Yeah. Because we have one of the largest banks in France is actually our client.
Okay.
All right. And the funny thing is, for them, we thought French is a solved problem, but
Yeah.
it's not. Actually, as a matter of fact, especially in banking sector, you're buying your asset. Most of the tradings are happening in a conversation where a combination of English and French happens.
Got it.
They mix it up.
Okay.
Because the terms, they don't like. There's no French
Sure.
words for it. It's the English. It's out there. So, but that means they need a mixture, the recognition of mixture of French and English.
Got it.
And nobody does that.
Got it.
Except for us. Because we eat those multilingual stuff for lunch. We've been doing this for years, right?
So what do you term that? So what do you term that? It's not mixed language, or is it mixed language? Or what's the
We call it mixed coding and multi-coding.
multi-code?
Language is a code for us.
Sure.
All right, so we say, what about you have two different codes mixed up together?
Yes.
Or sometimes you switch.
Yes.
Then how do we ensure that first of all, that's still you?
Yes.
Use a different language.
Got it.
And the other thing is, if you switch, how do we know that you switched? And what is the new thing you switched to? And what do you say in the new language? So we do that. So that's something that probably one of the first one in the entire planet actually does it.
Because you would think that, let's say, yes, French is a solved problem. So French by itself is a solved problem.
Yeah. Mixed with English, not solved.
I don't know, really.
Yeah.
So normal. So if they can't detect, a normal model cannot detect when it switches.
If you can.
Maybe when it switches, that's one part. And then once you start using both, then that's another.
It get really challenging.
Got it.
That's why if you use Siri, you have to select language.
Right.
It's like English, try to say Chinese to it.
Right.
It doesn't work.
Right,
But you
right.
know Chinese,
Right.
it just can't support you.
Right.
But in our situation, B2C application, that is okay, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Consumer product, the customer, I pay for it, right? I pay for the device, I'm gonna adapt myself to it. But B2B in this space, no.
right.
We're actually monitoring this kind of fishy activities.
Sure. Of course.
And as a matter of fact, we also do a lot of trading floor surveillance for nowadays. The traders, like really bad traders, want to do trading stuff. Guess what? They know the lines are being monitored. And they know that whoever monitoring this are probably sitting somewhere elsewhere and then speak English only.
Sure.
Bad stuff, all conversed in English.
Got it.
Put it this way.
Yeah.
They gotta be really stupid
Right,
to try to say shit stuff in English.
Right, right.
So all the things will pick up eventually. The things that really got flagged out, rarely in English, mostly just in like Chinese, Bahasa,
Right.
whatever Indian
Yeah,
accent, some Indian languages. I don't know
whatever the bank is, whatever location,
Yeah.
whatever. Right.
And whatever the banker believes, the trader believes that the banks cannot easily pick up. You can use that. They use that as a hint. Right. But those are critical information. Right. And also, most nowadays, trading floor surveillance is all monolingual.
Right.
Most of the time, just purely tuned up for English.
Right.
You know that everyone knows that. It's not a secret anymore.
Right.
And then people game the systems.
Got it. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
this is pretty interesting. Right. So the reason why Paris actually.
Oh, and the other part is also funny thing is we also have another problem is we also when we recognize what you said,
Yeah.
we also tell you who you are.
Oh,
That's
right.
one thing for again on the compliance.
How do you do that?
Because let's say this line is supposed to belong to trader A.
Yes.
All his voice. Today another voice come in, it's different. Hey, different voice.
Got it.
Either this guy's very sick, or somebody else using his phone line to train.
Got it. Okay.
Which
got it.
can be something fishy, which
Sure.
you shouldn't allow it, right?
Right. Okay.
So sometimes we do anonymous basis. Like we tell these are the same guys, they're not the same guys.
Right. Got it. And that's another marker for perhaps fishy activity. And so so the strategy of going to, let's say, Paris rather than Cambodia is Paris is a bigger market. It's a bigger financial market. There's more bank space out of there. And so it's still not a solved problem. This mixed coding
Yeah,
is mixed coding.
this coding problem.
Mixed coding problem. Interesting.
Yeah, and also we're also looking at Malaysia.
Okay.
Yeah, Malaysia, Thailand.
Okay, right. So it's not also driven by actually the market that you're in. It's also driven by like the traders, right? Like
Yeah.
what do they talk in?
Yeah. And we typically look at when I expand, I look at markets where. So first of all, it's a mainstream market
Right.
where our existing clients, the multinational banks, they have a presence.
Right. Okay.
Like if you're
yes, it's probably better that way. Yeah, you can
Yes.
sell.
yes, it's through the existing clients.
Right.
And I got reference over there.
Right.
And then the second, we look at the maturity market, which are correlated by the way. If it's a mature market, it's like people with the money.
Yep.
The big banks will be there
Yep.
anyway.
Yep. Makes sense.
If we're not even there, then we look elsewhere.
Right.
And the other part, we look at can we stand out? Can we forge a key advantage in that market? If it's a purely English dominant market, we're gonna walk off. We're not gonna touch it. Competition is good in the sense that you drive technology forward, but it's bad for a startup because you're fighting a very cramped space. Your price need to go low. You don't make money out of it, and also every time you spend your sales expense is gonna go up because the hit rate is very low.
Right.
Yeah,
That
so we
makes
want to
sense.
be in markets where it's less competitive,
Right.
but there's still potential.
Right.
We want to take these markets
Right.
and be very strong in there.
Right. That makes sense. Right. So Southeast Asia makes a lot of sense. Japanese, Korea, or have those languages been figured out as well?
Those are figured out already.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah. We consider those markets as well,
Right.
but not a priority in the moment.
Got it. And so that leads us kind of to all this progress, all this kind of this momentum, right? You're raising a new round as well.
Yeah.
And what do you hope to achieve with new money?
Making a solid land in Southeast Asia. Right now, 2 people. We'll need a few more, I think. We've been very efficient and very, very lean by far. And want to keep it that way. Although we've been growing pretty well. We've been maintaining 2x, 3x growth all year by far. But the macroeconomy is still pretty bad at the moment. So we want to remain efficient. But we need some extra capital to make sure that we can have a solid landing. We can invest a bit more for the future. That's the kind of stuff. Yeah. Right now, we don't raise, we're gonna invest them now. All right. Look, that's about the economy, right? Economy is really good. You look at the future. Not good. Look at it right now. And but fortunately, I think right now in this market, doing AI, it helps in a good way for us to raise.
Of course, yeah. So the three things, and not to go too specific, so feel free not to answer or say I have to answer it slightly differently. But the 3 or 4 things that helped with this particular fundraise is the headwind, so it's AI.
Yeah.
You guys are lean. You guys are almost profitable, right? Almost profitable, which is I feel that's the necessary thing around these times, right?
Yeah.
And then I think there's an expansion story. Expand to Southeast Asia, Singapore, Southeast Asia. Those are the 4 strong points of this.
Yes.
Do you think this round of fundraising will be easier than the other ones? How many rounds have you raised? 3, 4?
3.
3 so far.
Yeah, 3 so far. Now this one is actually easier.
Oh yeah?
Well, not the easiest. The easiest when we did a seed round.
Okay.
The seed round is like the checks are small, they like you, and there we go. This round is to have to drill you on different kind of aspects of your business, right? Then you look at your numbers, is it right? Then you check your customers are real, right? Is that a fake customer, is a real customer, that kind of stuff. But it's not hard for us.
Okay.
This round felt like it wasn't particularly hard. It was more about just be ourselves, tell them what we do. And no, I think
Yeah.
in the bad
Yeah.
market,
Yeah.
companies like us really stand out. It's like
I see.
we're getting closer to profitability
I see.
while maintaining rapid growth.
Got
Think
it.
about it, we're still getting like 2 to 3x growth every year,
Right.
and we're just getting cash flow is like massively positive, getting lots of cash flow,
Right.
and
So
revenues-
it's not so hard because you have a very strong story in a bad market.
yeah. And this is like in a very good market, we may not stand out.
Right. Because of the fact that you're not 10xing or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll come to give you 10x in a year.
Right.
We'll come give you that, like 2 to 3x. That's maximum we can do. More than that, it's gonna be a stretch. Gonna stretch out to the very thing, right? So, good market, no. Bad economy, those 10x things just like down to nothing.
Sure. Yeah.
Or like losing money like crazy.
Yeah.
And we're still doing strong.
Right.
And that gives them different view at the moment. Especially that it's I think right now it's like more investors trying to get more protection in general. I think they realize you want to have some portfolio that are potentially go really big or not do nothing.
Sure.
You also want to have some portfolios like what we do. Very, very stable and steady growth. 2 to 3x, which you should be happy. Right? So, but it's like the risk is very low in general.
Right.
So we're more on the low risk kind of thing. It's like typically we have a saying, if you wanna kill us at the moment, you have to get every client of ours to churn. But the thing is, the banks have spent so much money on us already. You better explain how to justify that internally. It's a lot of money, and also it's all about the people who actually once they get used to our technologies inside the organization.
Right.
Their jobs rely on this.
Sure. Right. So your customers are very sticky.
Very
as well.
sticky.
Yeah.
Then you want to get rid of us, you fire those departments. That's it. You fire the entire department.
Right.
Then that's very unlikely to happen in
Right.
general.
Have you noticed that like the investor mix is it shifting over to like strategic investors as well, or is it still private investors?
We have strategics who
do?
try to talk to us,
Okay.
but we don't take their money at the moment.
Okay. I think you said that before because you don't want to play specifically to one or the other.
Yeah.
Right. And okay.
I generally prefer pure private investors,
Right.
a proper GP LP, and because for this, the LP network can be very valuable to us.
Can be.
Very valuable.
Oh, is that right?
No, LP network is good,
Got it. Okay.
and also give us impartiality.
Right.
And interestingly, there's one strategic investor want to invest in us.
Yep.
Eventually, they want to invest last year.
Okay.
We eventually convinced them to invest in a fund, a proper VC, and that VC invested in us.
Oh
Yeah, it's a proper, and then of course that VC has a money from different people.
Right.
That one is part of it. That means your money is planned out, like your holding is planned out. Then it's okay. I don't have to know who you are.
Sure. Right,
It's just
right,
I'm just doing
right,
a
right,
VC,
right. That's a good. Hey, that's a good move.
Yeah, it's
that's
good for
move.
everyone. You guys take some shares.
That's right.
Not big of them, but small of them.
Right,
you
right,
just
right.
want participate anyway. You don't want to acquire us anyway.
Right.
And you got a piece of it.
Right.
The VC is happier, easier from the race.
That's right. That's right. It's a win-win.
Yeah, it's also a win for us. We got
Yeah,
money.
Right. That's a good way to do it. You've always been clever. You know what's been interesting to see Miles over the years is like you've been a scientist, but you've become more and more clever commercially.
I try to.
But do you think like did it come naturally? Like, do you think you're if you could do still one job, would you rather be like the technology guy or would you rather be the commercial guy?
Actually, I'm getting more comfortable doing both end right now.
Okay.
I think I need I have good mentors and friends. Always learn from friends. That's important. I also learn from clients. So I come in, and that's also goes a long way. Because I wear a scientist hat and commercial hat. So in the science field, in commercial sense, sometimes you bluff. Sometimes you don't know, but you pretend you know. That's something you have to do in some case.
Sure. Right.
But on scientist level, it's no bullshit. Like you don't know. Just sell you don't know, and ask tell me what you know. So exchange, and that actually defines me actually at the moment. I think
Okay.
it's like I'm more in a person that I can talk commercial, but I won't bullshit.
Okay.
And if I don't know, I tell you I don't know.
Right.
And if it's something that I'm not sure, I'll clarify with you. I'll ask you.
Right.
That goes a long way. And it also
So you're
helps.
still a scientist.
Yeah, but I think about I always look at the commercial side. But I think in general you can find a good balance. I love what I'm doing right now. Partially science, partially on commercial. They give me the. I think that's at least that's what people say. It's very rare. They say it's very rare. And that gives me my personality, which is something that they admire. We can work together. It's something very unique, which is something I think is good. Yeah.
Actually, this conversation reminds me a lot of actually when I interviewed Hanbin before. He said in his next startup he'll never, or in fact he said he's not the right person to be like the CEO from like 50 to 200 people. He loves being a technical person and getting that first commercialization model. He likes that, and afterwards, that's not his thing, and he doesn't like it. He was saying, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you feel like I don't know what you like and you don't like going forward, but it feels like this commercialization bit in the beginning was fun because it's kind of like a puzzle. You kind of had to figure out like how to monetize this technology.
Yeah. No, I love solving problems. You know, it's like I have a saying that my happiest thing every day is I wake up in the morning and say, damn, I have a new problem to solve. It's happy, or I have a problem to solve. That's happy, right? And even happier if that's a solvable problem.
Right. Right.
So
Most problems are solvable, actually. Yeah.
So it's happy,
There are
right?
no impossible problems. Even math-wise, there's no.
Exactly. So I enjoy that. I enjoy solving problems. I feel like it's commercial is also a science.
Yes.
It's something you can calculate, something you can figure out.
Yes.
And why not?
Right.
It's interesting. I'll put it this way.
Because you even look in a happier place, because it's like you kind of solved the problem. Now you're solving a different type of problem, but at least you're getting there.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I love it.
COVID was a unsolvable problem.
It's
a situation.
naturally gone.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
situation. It's gone. Well, COVID, it's like more macro thing.
Right.
It's not my problem to worry about
Right,
it.
right.
But my problem was like need to find a new way out.
Right.
That was
Yeah.
it was tough,
Yeah.
but that was fun. I think
Right.
it felt I got a sense of achievement by seeing that happen. It was pretty good. But honestly, I'm not sure whether I will enjoy the people management part once we're like 200, 500 people. I'm not sure.
Got it. Okay.
People management sometimes it's not it's solving a problem. It's just
You're solving their problems.
yeah, it's not the problem.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like their
Yeah,
problem,
yeah,
and
yeah.
their problem sometimes may or may not be something that you want to look at. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's right. Yeah.
you just have to care, right?
Right.
I'm not sure that we're
Okay.
not there yet. We're still at below 100.
Sure.
We'll see about that.
Okay.
But I think that should be doable
Right.
because then if we are bigger, then I can hire a CEO, right? Why not?
Right.
I can hire someone to do the people manager.
Right.
and I do my thing.
Right.
Yeah. But I in general, I love in general just love solving problems.
Right.
That's that's
right.
what I love.
Right. People problems are.
Sometimes unsolvable, by the way. Like
Yeah.
A hate B.
Yeah.
How do you solve the problem? You
That's
can't
right,
solve
yeah,
it.
that's
It's
right.
just-
And sometimes actually people won't even. Well, at least they're transparent when they say that. If they're not transparent, or they even don't even realize
That's
why.
even worse.
Right. Yeah. Then you don't know.
That's even
Yeah,
worse.
yeah,
yes.
you don't know.
And sometimes like even there's a why, it just you can't solve it. Like
Yeah. Sometimes.
that's why divorces happen.
That's right. Yeah. Sometimes you can't solve it. Sometimes it's unsolvable.
Yeah.
Like it runs too deep. Right.
Yeah.
It's a problem. Oh yeah.
That's why this is a very Hong Kong thing. You have a pot of hot water.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then you have a tea. You just pour water in.
So also before this, the pot of hot water or tea is used to clean all the plates as well before that.
Yeah.
So I never got that. I was like,
Yeah.
why don't you just give me a clean plate to start with? Why do you need to have me put extra labor, right, to clean the damn thing?
yeah.
Because
No,
then I get it scalds my fingers and everything. I'm like, oh man, this is so messy.
it's a very very Hong Kong thing, I think.
It doesn't happen in the north, right? Like,
No, it doesn't happen in the north.
I never understood it.
It doesn't happen in elsewhere. Just probably just Hong Kong and maybe it's in Guangzhou maximum.
I didn't get it. I think it's historically. Do you think it happens in Guangzhou?
I think so.
Oh, really? Oh.
I heard that this happens during SARS. Because many people died back in the day in SARS. That's why
So
when
I
they
thought-
share chopsticks.
That's why I thought it was historical. But the shared chopsticks, we always did that.
But that one is actually it was not a thing before SARS.
We always did that.
Yeah.
Sorry, my family always did it. So
Really?
yeah, we did it for years, ever since I was born.
I see.
But I don't remember the hot thing and the cold thing. But it's been around. I never got it. But you say it happens in Guangzhou as
I
well.
haven't gone to that
So
far.
it could be a custom.
It could be.
It's a strange
I don't
custom.
get it. No,
Obviously, like the historical context must be like someone didn't clean the dishes.
yes.
So
Actually, it is clean. You're
It
not
is
saying
clean.
they shouldn't play it on a table.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It's illegal.
modern times. Yeah, modern times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why we.
I don't know. It's just like maybe custom thing.
No, I don't go.
And they give you like a big empty pot. at
Oh
the
yeah, that's
beginning.
right. Oh yeah, we
It's
don't have
over
that
there,
anymore.
yeah.
Yeah. But
When I remember back in the days, like 10, 20 years ago, more than 10 years ago, I first came to Hong Kong. They gave me the pot. What the fuck is going on with that? They must have pour water in there and drink.
yeah, it's like a big plastic bowl, right?
Yeah,
So
what's going on?
it's
What
kind
is
of
it?
strange why it's on the table.
Yeah, it was really funny. I was thinking, am I supposed to wash my hands with it?
Yeah.
It was like for drinking or what is it?
I should probably do it. Like I should probably do it so that I'm accustomed to it, and like I should do it when I'm actually like with tourist friends.
yeah.
Because even with tourist friends, I still refuse. I'm like, it's clean. I'm lazy.
Yeah. I think it's more of a custom.
It's more custom.
People get used to it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is they don't, even in Hong Kong, you do go Western restaurant, you pizza place, you don't wash it.
Right. Yeah.
You go to pasta place, you don't wash it. You only wash it when you're going to a Chinese restaurant,
Yes. Yeah.
probably a dim sum place,
Yeah.
then you do it.
Yeah.
So it's more about customers, I
I think
think.
it's a custom thing. I mean, it probably is illegal not to clean your. It's maybe not illegal, but it's at least you'll lose your license, right? If
Yeah.
you don't clean your stuff.
Yeah.
But talking about Hong Kong, so that Hong Kong. Yeah. Again, this my fun thesis is Hong Kong's strategic importance. Hong Kong went through its ups and downs, but I'm very pro. I think that East and West will always kind of be around, or it has to be. It's what Hong Kong is different, and the last 2 years, the last 3 years, is just a part of that journey, right?
Yep.
Of reconciling East and West. There's still foreigners here. I still see lots of foreigners. And to be honest, do you speak English most of the time when you're in Hong Kong?
No, Cantonese.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I speak 我講廣東話㗎.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
there you go. He probably speaks more Cantonese than I do.
I don't know. Yes, well, I should do. Because some of the lectures, it has to be
Okay.
conveyed in Cantonese.
The Hong Kong ones.
No, it's
Oh, right.
public lectures, public talks. Sometimes I do sharing with the middle school students. Sometimes I go to talk to parents. Well, education, I sometimes get involved as well.
Okay.
So
Right.
those will be mostly in Cantonese.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find that hard to learn Cantonese?
No, it was easy.
Was it?
You know, I learned Cantonese when I was first arrived in Hong Kong. I was dating with a local girl.
That's always the best way
It
to
is
learn.
2 months or something. I'm pretty good with that.
No, but it's. But don't you find like the pronunciation, the tone, it's so different.
Yeah, tone is different. No, funny thing is, I was born and raised in China. My
Right.
first language is actually Mandarin.
Right.
And when I talk to my friends in Hong Kong using Cantonese, they will say, "Hey, were you born like somewhere abroad?" Because I have an accent of a Westerner
Oh, right.
when I
right.
speak Cantonese.
Ah.
I don't know why, but
Right.
that's what it is, right?
You know what? I do find, I would say a lot, but I do, like, for example, my kids' parents, some of them actually do, from mainland, obviously, but they speak very, very good Cantonese. So I don't know why. I don't know if someone got the memo. It's like, oh, when you come to Hong Kong, you should learn Cantonese. Or maybe they're all smart. But yeah, they speak better than I do, actually. It's kind of embarrassing. It is what it is. Okay, so we're going to start ending now.
Yep.
Thank you again for dim sum.
Oh, thank you for putting me in front of the camera and
So,
putting me on our show.
you're welcome. Cheers.
Cheers.
I hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you like this particular topic, I highly suggest my interview with Han Bin, where there's two technical CEOs talking about what they're good at and what they're not so good at, and really in their next startup, they would prefer to do. So again, thanks for joining me on this journey, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers.